Hello everyone, and thank you for taking the time to join us for our session today. My name is Shameem Smillie, and today we're going to talk about the latest customer experience trends, digital customer expectations, and the habits of today's digital consumer. Customer experience continues to be the differentiator. Everyone has competitors, and you may not have competitors today, but you will most definitely have them tomorrow. But you do have options. You can differentiate between price, which then really becomes about a race to the bottom and less about the value and or the benefits. Or you can differentiate on the quality of the customer experience that you provide as a business. Everywhere you go, everybody is on their smart devices. If you go to a restaurant, if you're one of those lucky people, if you go outside, if you see people, relatively closely to each other, everybody's looking down on their phones. And this is driving consumers to be even more intelligent with access to information at their fingertips. And it's driving behaviours where expectations are even greater than before. Having the power of the internet in the palms of our hands has really revolutionised how tech is consumed and used. And consumers want and demand the same experience when they are interacting with businesses. And why not? So it has to be simple, and it really does have to be easy. So there are 5 keys to customer success. And when you're considering mobile or digital consumers, this is when these 5 keys become even more important. So the first one is accessibility. The experience should be familiar and it should be similar, regardless of whether I access an application or somewhere on your website from my laptop or my phone, and equally, my smart device, my iPad, all the flavors. When you think about personalization, from the very first hello to the final goodbye, with analytics to provide insights for the journey, as well as what went well and what went not so well, the experience should be continually tailored and enhanced. Number 3 is self-service. So I want to be able to transact at a time that suits me, irrespective of what day of the year it is. If it's a holiday, a public holiday, whether it's Monday to Friday, 9 till 5, outside of hours, in hours. Consumers want conversational interactions which are humanised and definitely not dehumanised. Obtaining answers to your questions and transacting should not be confined to the traditional business hours anymore. So when we think about number 4, e-commerce, I want the confidence to know that my transactions are safe, they're secure, and that me as a consumer is protected. And the process should also be easy and where possible frictionless. Number 5 is social. So when I want to engage and interact on social, it's not just about via, the corporate or the brand webpage. We need to meet and engage customers where they are and not make them come to our website or, a place where it's preferable to us. But as the slide says, then COVID happened. And what is interesting about what I talked about on the last slide is that none of it is new. We've been talking about the keys for success for many, many years now. But like the slide says, then COVID happened and everything has become hyper accelerated. People want to interact and do business from their homes, and they want to do business from wherever they happen to be. A lot of people still don't want to go out. They don't want to visit a premise. So we need to make sure that post-COVID experiences that have been made easier for good reason, and we recognize that when that happens and when we see businesses that do it, those businesses who have also showed customer loyalty, they've demonstrated that they put their customers first, are actually the businesses that are doing well despite the economic conditions. And as customers, I think this is what we will remember, and we will be loyal to those businesses who have evolved for the good and the benefit of their customers and of their own people. So I just want to talk a little bit about the customer experience impacts as a consequence of COVID-19. So this is some research that I wanted to share with you that has been sourced by McKinsey. that we at Mitel believe is really interesting. So this is focused on proactive actions that can be taken, putting customer experience at the centre. This also allows businesses to excel. And again, I want to say that this isn't really rocket science, and I'm hoping that it'll make a lot of sense. And whilst this does make a lot of sense, I would say have a think about your experiences. When I think about mine, I think there's still too many businesses who have not yet implemented these as best practices. So number one is focus on care and concern. Ensure that your actions match the words and sentiment of your business. Meet your customers where they are. Don't force customers to engage on a channel that suits the business more than it suits the customers that you're interacting with. And reimagine a post-pandemic world, and please start doing that today. And number 4 is who really knows what is going to happen next. I think we've been talking about this for a good while now, and we don't even know what is going to be the next best application. Is there something that's going to supersede Twitter, as an example? Is there something that's going to be the next greatest TikTok that consumers also want to adopt as a business channel? So the key for this is prepare to be agile and ensure that you can be agile, and in doing so, be able to pivot and evolve to continue providing what customers both want and need. So we're now going to take a move, and we're going to look at Mitel's customer experience portfolio. So My Contact Center Enterprise is an all-in-one platform that provides all of the essential applications that you'll need to seamlessly operate your business and customer experience. This includes omni-channel skills-based routing, real-time historical reporting, call and screen recording, quality monitoring, workforce management, also called WFM, outbound dialing with notifications, and self-service IVR. So My Contact Center Enterprise is an industry-proven customer experience solution that provides prompt, informed, and sophisticated customer experience for your customers. It also supports your digital transformation ambitions by addressing the needs of today's mobile consumers. It also improves agent productivity and customer satisfaction. Additionally, it helps us all, and hopefully yourselves as businesses, to increase revenue and control those operating costs. The deployment options are flexible. You can have on-prem, you can be in your data center, in a private cloud, in your Mitel Partners Cloud, or even in Microsoft Azure. The choice is absolutely yours. But I just want to add that don't forget that you can also have the attendant position integrated into the contact center environment as an attendant agent. But you can, of course, choose to have the attendants separate in the Mitel InAttend application. Again, it is your choice to have and use a solution that best meets the needs of your business and the users. So a little bit about Mitel Workforce Optimization with our strategic partners, ASC and Calabrio. So together with ASC and Calabrio, we provide Mitel strategic partnership with Calabrio. Number 1 brings agility, sophistication to customer interactions for Mitel contact center customers. The Mitel Workforce Management solution, powered by Calabrio, delivers an enterprise caliber workforce management offering to Mitel's Workforce Optimization Suite. And this allows our global customers to optimize their workforce. And then when we talk about our strategic partnership with ASC, this is what we refer to as Mitel Interaction Recording, powered by ASC. And this is Mitel's next generation call recording platform that also incorporates Mitel's quality management, coaching, learning, speech analytics application, so that it provides our customers with an extensive set of features, advanced services, robustness, and custom configurations. So when we think about customer experience is all about creating, underpinning, understanding the customer journey. And this is from the outside in as well as the inside out. And a large part is very much still all about people, processes, and tools. This hasn't really changed. so that the organization can use a combination, preferably all of these, to enhance their customer interactions. So the Mitel WFO Suite is a suite of products that supports and both addresses customer experience whilst also optimizing the delivery. So let's talk a little bit about the WFO Suite and the My Contact Center Enterprise ecosystem of partners. So what we've done on this one is bring everything together on the same slide. This slide illustrates, with product pictures behind, every statement that you're seeing on here. It's supported by plenty of tools that will allow yourselves and your customers to get familiar without having to understand, the deepest of the technicalities. So My Contact Center Enterprise uses a lot of both internal Mitel applications, tools, as well as third-party solutions from other vendors and organizations that have absolutely specialized in this specific area. So we're going to start on the left, which is the Mitel components. And as you probably know, My Contact Center Enterprise comes with a lot of applications that handles things like analytics and performance management, wallboards, real-time dashboards, information management, report and web management. So we can also look in real time with instant messaging and web manager, as well as wallboards, and all of the reporting can be done within report manager and web manager. Mitel Companion is a complement solution so that we can do more advanced reporting and analytics. Mitel Companion, for those that don't know, gives us, provides us statistics from My Contact Center Enterprise. And it's a special module that allows us to do things like agent call trace. So we can follow up on every call in detail. We can also do things like entering service access, jump to a service group, so that we can see how the call has been assigned to an agent and follow every step of that journey. We can also analyze every single detail or, take it to a higher level with the combination of all the tools I've just described. Customer survey and performance management is broadened to also include customer relation management systems, also known as CRMs. So these do things like case management. They also provide dedicated customer service tools. And this is accomplished when working with third-party systems and companies using the open APIs that we have within the solution. So today we have 10 plus CRM integrations, and we continue to grow these integrations with every request that we get in from our customers. So going clockwise, we now have the part from ASC with interaction recording, quality management, coaching and learning, plus speech analytics. And then finally, at the bottom of this slide, you can see that we have Calabrio as well. That gives us WFM, which is workforce management. So let's start looking at some highlights for 2021. And the two elements which we should talk about is WebRTC as a software and artificial intelligence. So in our next release, the most important and the most requested new functionality that we will be bringing in is the WebRTC initiative. And what this is going to do is allow web agents to be able to access soft phone capabilities from the browser. This is something that a lot of you have been asking for some time. And there are also a lot of changes that's being made invisible to the users on the front end to make sure that we can implement this but also comply with future regulations. We know firsthand how hard it's been to handle what we call thick clients, and a web agent will be much simpler to maintain. It'll be easier to upgrade, and it can be done with a reload of the web page. So very simple in comparison. And the web agent will also support voice and open media channels, and then it will be continued to be developed over time. There's also a long list of customer adoptions that we're working on, and we hope to be able to add on more exciting features with this release as we move forward throughout the year. So one other area which I definitely wanted to share with you is our Swedish team has also been involved in many different artificial intelligence initiatives. So we've been working with partners and customers to find a formula to figure out and support you guys for how you want to take this to the market. So you'll hear a lot more about this in one of the supporting webinars that we're doing on here. That is all about artificial intelligence, chatbots and voice bots, and all the different types of integrations that you can have. So this year there has been a lot of focus on the Mitel Contact Center Enterprise ecosystem, with customer experience in particular. We spent a lot of time to make the best possible integrations with the supporting products and bringing them closer together on the front end to make the day-to-day process of your guys within the business, your supervisors, your managers and your agents, to make their experience as easy and as simple as possible. So what I want to do is take a look at what's coming next. So all business users need telephony, unified communications, collaboration, and of course, customer experience functionality in order to do their jobs. But up until now, users have not had access to all of these capabilities in a single place. So when I talk about a single place, I'm talking about one single unified UI, unified interface. So, the web GUI or the application GUI that we all use to interface and do our day-to-day tools. So what I'd like to do is take a moment to introduce MitelOne. This is our solution for customer-focused, mid-market businesses where every employee needs to be ready to engage with customers. MitelOne makes exceptional customer experiences accessible to all. So I just want to talk a little bit about our plan and the timing. The plan is right now that we are going to do a controlled introduction, so an initial release in the summer of 2021, and we're targeting small to medium businesses. So we're doing a controlled introduction just to make sure, do some checks and balances, and we'll start rolling it out wider thereafter. So initially, we're going to introduce it to the US and the UK, and it's going to get deployed on our cloud UCaaS solution called Cloud Connect. This will be followed by support for our other platforms, including the 400, the 5000, and My Voice Business platforms, which should be coming in Q3 of 2021. At the very same time, we will continue to develop the solution to support mid-size and enterprise. And when we support this segment of the market, we will be ready to support the MX1 platform. And right now we're targeting Q1 of 2022. So we're now in the final section of our session. And I want to talk to you about some points that will help and support you focus on ensuring that you can plan and execute a digital mobile consumer experience plan. So there's 7 checkpoints on this slide. Number 1, be reachable and provide a consistent experience across all devices that your customers are likely to want to use. Number 2, monitor all channels and respond in a time that suits your customers, making sure that you respond back on the channel that they contact you on where possible. Number 3 is all about automation. Automate routine questions and answers. Allow your customers to self-serve. This will also allow your agents to focus on the more complex and time-consuming interactions. Number 4, make payments and purchasing convenient, safe, and secure, and make it easy. Provide access to delivery and or pickup service depending on the type of business that you're running today. Number 5, profile, identify, and provide a personalized and proactive experience. When you show them that you know them, make sure that they don't have to keep repeating the same answers to the same questions given by different people. Number 6, ensure that your customers can seamlessly transition or pivot from one channel to another without having to start from the beginning all over again. And we refer to this as omni-channel. And finally, number 7, Once you have your plan, execute. And once you execute, monitor the results and continue that evolution of improvement and enhancements, making sure that you streamline and optimize every step of the way. So, I'm hoping that this quote is familiar to a lot of you. It's one that's very, very relevant for the times that we're living in right now. And if I think back to, reflect on 2020 and even the beginning of this year, I think, if we think about what we've learned, it has to be that those companies who have evolved and have adapted to the change that this pandemic has really inflicted on all of us, the ones that will survive are the ones that are most adaptable to change. And if I think back even before then, I'm not sure this has changed as a result of COVID, but as I said earlier, what the pandemic has done for all of us is hyper accelerate customer experience and the technology that often underpins it. It's forced us all to look at technology a little bit differently and maybe to be a little bit more open-minded about it. So to summarize, in addition to the customer experience checklist that I went over, number 1, build a blueprint of what to automate versus what requires personal intervention. Number 2, determine how best to leverage your prior investments. At no point are we at Mitel saying that you should do a huge rip and replace. You should be able to consume new services, new applications, and test new features and functions without having to do a massive shift to the cloud or, a huge forklift upgrade. And number 3, leverage new tools and tech to improve both productivity for agents, consumers, and experience. And then by doing that, you will naturally optimize and streamline everything, making everything better. So with that then, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.